Does Jon Jones get way too much crap? Like, does the internet,
I don't know.
The MMA community just really give it to him way too much because of how good he is or how good he could have been or the idea of not fighting, Aspinall? Like, do we give him enough credit as being the GOAT?
Well, Steve could probably answer. I mean, I have my opinion, but I'll let you go first. It's probably not enough.
I mean, he's from your gym, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a JW icon right there.
Yeah. I mean, how much more how much better can he do? You know what I mean? Like you kind of asked, what more does he have to do? Does he have to finish to be even better than what he already is? Obviously, I know the little tainted situations with like the drug testing, the picograms, the cocaine.
Cocaine. I mean, we're just scratching the surface. You could go on all day.
There's a few things, but that you can never take away what he's accomplished in that cage. At the end of the day, that you put that man in a room with almost anybody.
Yeah,
that dude's coming out.
Yeah.
That dude's coming out. Yeah. And I've yet to meet a man. I mean, Cormier was like the closest guy to it, and he dropped the ball twice.
Have you trained with him? How long have you been at JW?
For a long time. 15 years.
15 years. So you were there during the heyday of Jon Jones fighting in the UFC.
I was. You couldn't move in the gym. It was just crazy.
Yeah, back then it was like a crazy factory.
Oh my God, top it was crazy.
In like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, like people were getting injured.
Do you remember who was in there?
Yeah, man. You had, Diego Sanchez, Diego Brandao, John Dodson. You had Leonard Garcia. You had Cowboy Cerrone.
George St. Pierre, Rashad Evans, Jon Jones.
Yeah, everybody that you really, I guess, think of when you think about back in the day.
Yeah,
they were there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that always went in and out, like Dariush would come in and out. Sayer came in and out. Arlovsky was a staple there for a long time. But I've never really trained with Jon Jones. He's just way too big.
Yeah, of course.
But we would like mess around, because Jon is very playful. Like I said, I can't really ever speak for Jon Jones outside the gym.
Got it.
But what I will say inside the gym is he was a leader, one of the hardest workers in the gym, and he was very caring. And if I ever had a question, I remember when I had the call, it was like a 4-day notice for my UFC debut, and I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "You got any pointers?" He's like, "Yeah, when's the fight?" And I was like, "Dude, it's like Saturday," and it was like Tuesday, and he says, "Get this right, get that right." He says, "I don't care. You can't do nothing else right now." He says, You're gonna go in that? Well, what you got? I was like, make sure your mind is good. I was like, because honestly, if it's not good, you're gonna be out of there right away. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, cool. And that was like my hardest battle because most of my confidence comes from my training, 100%. Most of my confidence comes from that. So if I get a short camp, sometimes it kind of messes me a little bit. I have to dial in certain ways. But for that one, it was just like, dude, I'm gonna go out there and just go for it. You know what I mean? I have nothing to lose. This guy over here, it was Luis Pena. Violent Bob Ross coming out of he was good, man, and he came out of the Ultimate Fighter. I guess nobody wanted to take that fight, and I was like, all right, I'm in. So Jon just giving me that advice really helped me. It was like, and even in the back, I was like, gosh, man, I was like, I didn't even train for this guy. I was literally sitting at my desk at my work, and they gave me the phone call, and I was like, let's just go for it. What do I gotta lose? So I literally went out there. I was just trying to swing, bro. I was just throwing leather, and he took me down because he's like, I called. We talked in the back, and he's like, you called me a few times. He says, I had to control you. He says, honestly, a lot of people didn't know you, but I know who you were. And then I almost subbed him in the third, and I could hear him gurgling and everything, but the hair, bro, the hair. Anyways. Jon helped me with that, but he was always pro team.
It's a bit of both.
What's your opinion on him?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. I mean, some people don't give him the credit he deserves. Mm-hmm. I mean, he went through multiple generations of champions. Contenders, one after the other. Yeah. And a lot of the time made it look easy and beat them at their own style. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people that forget that. There's a lot of new fans that don't realize what he was doing back in the day. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Then on the flip side, there is the asterisk, there is the picograms, there is all that shit. And as a guy that's always been very anti-doping, there's definitely that, okay? And we'll leave that there because I don't want to shit on his career, but you can't not mention it, All the other stuff outside of the octagon, right? I couldn't give a fuck about any of that.
Yeah.
Right? We're all human beings. We all make mistakes. There's no one perfect out there. And you know, and I think he even said himself, he's got a lot of demons. We've all got a lot of demons. I mean, the fact that we step foot in an octagon and we choose to do this for a living, right? We all have some kind of traumas, all have something going on upstairs. So none of us are perfect. And he's made a lot of mistakes, and you know, and I'm sure he feels terrible about them. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, he didn't plan on those things happening, but you know, alcohol abuse, substance abuse, you know, things going on upstairs.
100%.
Jesus Christ, man.
I talked
no
on
one's
that-
perfect. So for that shit, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that I couldn't care less, but you understand what I'm saying.
It shouldn't play into the accolades of what he did in the cage.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most fighters need that little bit of crazy.
They need the edge.
They need, well, the fighters that have that, the ones that are all tucked up in bed by 9 o'clock every night and having the vitamins and doing all this and the super boring and all the rest of it, you don't want to see those guys fight because they're probably going to be boring. And B, most of the time, they're not successful. I mean, come on, look at what's he called from the golf world, Tiger Woods, Mr. fucking squeaky clean. What was he doing secretly?
He was living. He just had enough money
You
to
know
make
what
sure
I'm
it was
saying?
never on camera.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
we've all got our fucking demons, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, if you're gonna fight for a living,
Yeah.
there's some craziness going on up there.
I was